guys! Welcome back to another video, or welcome. This isn't gonna be much of a video, I guess. Just a little, hey, how you doing, I guess. Talk about what I'm currently reading. Just chit chat a little. I hope that you all have been enjoying the past videos. I need to do some better promo for some of them, but yeah. The last couple weeks, my nails have looked like this. I think this one came out the best, actually. These are gel extensions, and I did them myself, which is why we're not going to talk about my dominant hand, except for the thumb, which came out really well. But yeah, so I've had them for a little bit. So there's a little bit of grow out, but not a whole ton. So I just want to say hi. How are you all doing? Has it been a rough week for everyone else, or is it just me? And everyone else that I know. Because I think everyone else that I know has also said, like, Monday, they wanted the week to be over. Unfortunately, not how it works, but I think everybody I know has agreed that they just want this week to be over, and they just want to go to bed. And honestly, I can't help but agree. So it's just been crazy, I guess. It's just been rough and busy. It snowed again over the weekend, last weekend. So there's more snow, which I am perfectly fine with. I love the snow. I love the snow. It's my favorite season is snow. Which where I live, we typically don't get snow. But now we've had, like, record-breaking snowfall amounts. Our planet is dying. But that is a topic for another time. The sun has been out all week, but the temperature has not gotten above freezing. So if anything melts, it forms ice, and the melting has been minimal due to the fact that we have not been above like 25 degrees Fahrenheit in days since it snowed. But you know, it is what it is. I'm not a huge fan of it being that cold, but I do love the snow. But I think that's what everyone hates this week, is they just don't want any more snow. But, yeah. Let me know what you all are doing. What are you all up to? Have you also wanted this week to end? Because I and everyone I've spoken to has said yes, and I have a feeling if that's the general consensus from my population, it's probably also the general consensus from the vast majority of the population. But, let's just move on, I guess. Let's chit chat. This is just to have a background, basically. It's just like a cotton, almost muslin kind of fabric, like a drawstring bag. And I actually keep books in it. I use it like a book sleeve, which I have actual book sleeves. You've seen them in other videos. I just haven't pulled that out. I have things in them. Books I've started and then forgotten. Things like that. But this one's really pretty. It actually, I had ordered something off of Etsy, and it came in this, and it's actually this. This is a hair clip that looks like a straw hat. I think I've mentioned before on this channel, one of my favorite anime is One Piece. I love One Piece a lot, and if you don't know what One Piece is, it's like an anime about pirates, and they're trying to find this elusive treasure called the One Piece. And if you like found family and you like funny little gags and stuff, then this is a show for you. The show itself, of course, is based off of a manga. It feels wrong to open it like that. Manga of the same name, but there are like 1,200, almost 1,200 chapters in the manga, and over 1,100 episodes of the anime, with some filler, of course, that you can skip if you want. But the anime is pretty true to the manga. But I love One Piece very much, and I'll definitely do more content about it too. So the moral of the story is the main character, Luffy, wears a straw hat. So he's always referred to as Straw Hat, or in Japanese it's Mugiwara. And the hat was given to him by his idol, who is another very notorious pirate. And that mentor actually got his hat from his own mentor, the captain of the pirate crew that he was on as a kid. So it's really neat. But because of how notorious Luffy has become, and how notorious One Piece has become, this straw hat symbol with the red band is pretty iconic now. Especially with the live action that made it to Netflix, that brought One Piece out again further. So, an artist made this, like a fan artist kind of creator, was making these and selling these. I think it was $20, but this is genuinely the best hair clip I've ever used. I love this thing. I have a ton of hair. It's straight hair, but I have a ton of hair, and this is like one of the few clips that like actually works very well for my hair. I love this thing, and I wear this all the time. It goes with everything pretty much. Not quite what I'm wearing now. I'm wearing like winter attire, but I love this thing. This is my favorite. But it came in this bag, this like drawstring bag, and it looks like a seed sack, but not like I would say like a potato sack, but not like potato seeds. It is supposed to be rose seeds, specifically moon rose seeds, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Moonrose Cafe is the name of the creator who made that clip. If I'm wrong, I'll post it in the caption or in the description if I think about it. If not, I'll find out where I got it, if anyone is interested in also getting that clip. But I loved that it didn't, I love that it came with something, and this is clearly, like, this has to be expensive, but I love it to death, and it works really well for most regular size books. And if any of you have also watched my 2025 TBR, or To Be Read, I planned out 12 months of books. I've not read a physical book, like cover to cover, in a long time. I have ADHD. I'm really bad about starting and then finishing books, and honestly, buying books is more of a hobby than reading them. And it's just a matter of, time and focus, and I get distracted, and the second this leaves my field of vision, it's like I forget it exists, and that's just how it is for everything, and that is because I have ADHD really bad. Had it my whole life. So, I decided to kind of create a TBR plan and put it out on the internet so that you all can hold me accountable. So this is my January book. This is Rage Becomes Her, The Power of Women's Anger by Soraya Shamali. I have not looked up her name and how to pronounce it. I've not watched any interviews or anything because I didn't want to I don't say spoil because it's a nonfiction book, but I didn't want to look into it too much before reading the raw content. I didn't want to have any opinions. And you can see I've got some tabs marked off on the side. One of these days I'll remember to turn that thing off before I get in this car and start filming a video. I don't think I'll read any of this book because it is a lot. I'm on page 84 out of like nearly 300. So as you can see, I'm not holding myself perfectly accountable, but I'm doing what I can. I guess if it has to go into February, I'll, instead of reading what I was going to for February, I will read something shorter instead. So that way I can finish this, because it's been very good. When I sit down to read it, I do read quite a lot, like in one go. I don't just read a little bit. Like, it's like all in one go. Like I'll read, like, I'll devour it. I'll read, if I sit down, it's like to read for an hour. I'm not just gonna read for like 10 minutes. Because it's very content heavy. Like, every word holds so much weight. So it is kind of exhausting to read, but it's fascinating, and it very true to the entire title. It does nothing but enrage me. These are my little sticky tabs I've been using. I'm not sure where I got these. I think they came like as an extra with something, but they're just little and they're kind of long, so you could like underline like whole like sentences or lines of a passage. But I'm just using the yellow. The only other one I've used is the blue. You can kind of see it there. It's thinner than the rest. But I'm just starting to use this one for this book, so it's really not much difference in height. But yeah, I don't remember what I used the blue on though. And what's funny is I just went through all of my books and got rid of ones that I'm not going to read, or I'm not going to read again, or things I was gifted that I didn't want. So I actually have quite a lot of books that I got rid of, but I do not remember seeing any with the blue tabs. So I'm wondering if maybe it was like a textbook, or if I used it and then I got rid of them all. Like I tabbed a bunch of stuff and then I don't know. I had a memory there all of a sudden. But that's what I've been using. Here's my bookmark that has like the plan. Because like I said, I did this in a whole video. Like I laid out like the titles, but this is the written form, and that's like my bookmark to like here's the goal, and then here's like what actually happened. Basically is what I did. I just made these on Canva and then taped them together. This one, January's Rage Becomes Her. February, I plan to do Sapiens. But Sapiens is a really long book, and February is the shortest month. Yes, by like 3 days. I know. But, hear me out. If I have to keep reading this book into this month, I think I'll pick up like Fen, Bog, and Swamp or something else short to put in here, and then move Sapiens to like a different month. Most likely will be these two switching, and honestly I might choose a different book instead of this one, or maybe that one. I'm not sure what I'm feeling yet, but something I might move depending on the mood, of course. But that'll be like the plan. But I do highly recommend this book, and I see why this has been recommended as often as it is. I guess here's a part I marked. This is a whole passage talking about how women always say they're exhausted, but in reality, like they're tired, but in reality it's just because they've constantly been angry or upset about everything that goes on in their life, but they're not allowed to express that anger. And this one was actually talking about Rosa Parks. It says, people always say that I didn't give up my seat because I was tired, Parks explained once. But that isn't true. I was not tired physically, or no more tired than I usually was at the end of a working day. I was not old, although some people have an image of me as being old then. I was 42. No, the only tired I was tired of giving in. And that's like the vibe of the book. So like I said, it really really angered me. Like, it enrages me to read, like, the statistics and stuff. Here's another one talking about cortisol, which is, of course, the stress hormone. And cortisol is necessary in the body. It is. That's how we wake up, like, from sleep, is our body starts to produce cortisol. But we should not be producing so much cortisol. It causes inflammation, and it causes tons of other things, including increased blood sugar. It affects the immune system, alters digestion, and influences growth and the reproductive system. Mood, behavior, motivation, and desire are all affected. So it was very interesting, very eye-opening, and actually made a lot of sense. That's a study that I probably won't talk about just because I don't want anything to get flagged. Don't have enough of a following to get flagged. We are so busy teaching girls to be likable that we often forget to teach them, as we do boys, that they should be respected. That's a very good one. A society that does not respect women's anger is one that does not respect women, not as human beings, thinkers, knowers, active participants, or citizens. And like right off the bat, this is in the introduction. In a society, that was a very loud car, I'm so sorry. In a society where male violence towards women is a reality for many of us, we simply cannot know how a man, whether someone familiar or a stranger, will respond and if he will be violent. So, that was very good. Right off the bat, she came out like swinging. But, yeah. So we're almost a third of the way through, and we've got 2 weeks left in the month. Honestly, I was kind of hoping that TikTok would, I guess I wasn't hoping, but I'd kind of made peace with the whole, like, TikTok ban, prior to it actually being banned, and then that circus that ensued afterwards. Ha ha ha. Once again, well, that's a topic for another video. Not very relaxing. But as it came up, like, closer to January 19th, which was last Sunday, and the TikTok ban was getting closer and closer and closer, I'd kind of just, like, made peace with it and was like, it's incredibly depressing that we would lose that form of communication with one another, that form of entertainment, that one of the few free forms of entertainment, one of the few free forms of entertainment that still exist in this world, that wasn't subscription based or anything crazy, and that's usually how I spent my evenings. Was I'd spend like an hour on TikTok in the evening to, like, wind down. Yeah, that never happened. I either laughed too hard or I got very angry at what I was seeing, depending on what was happening in the world, I guess. If nothing was happening, it was funny videos, and if something was happening, it was very angry videos. So then I was like, I guess if it does get banned for however long, we'll, instead of an hour on TikTok, I'll do an hour of reading. So now it's more like 30 minutes on TikTok and then 30 minutes reading. But honestly, I don't know how much longer I'll be using TikTok. But like I said, that's a story for another time. So, please let me know how you all are doing. Let me know if you all are also super tired. Everyone keeps talking about how they just want to snack and they just want to eat everything that they come across, and they just want to sleep, and they're so lethargic and they have no motivation. I'm like, yep, it is because we are mammals and this is hibernation season. The bears are right. So that's about where I'm at. I'm very tired, and you all probably are too. Oh, I just almost bonked you. I'm so sorry. But let me know what you all are up to. If anything cool has happened recently with you. School started back this week for me, but I'm not commuting to school. I'm just doing an online class. Just one online class. So I'll be just doing that and then going to work full-time on top of it. Yeah, I'm looking into some internships that would really help out my resume, as well as my degree and my experience and everything. But we'll see if any of that comes to fruition. But yeah, I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all have had a better week than I. Hope that you've had more motivation than me, more consciousness than me, because I've been very unconscious. I hope you all have good weather and I hope you all are safe, but given, everything that's going on right now, fires in the west and snow in the east and the south now too. I'll see you all if I have motivation and time later this week. If not, I'll catch you again next week, okay?